This is the 2020 relative velocity question. You have A moving towards the intersection along a straight line and B coming in at an angle of 30. So let's write the velocity of A and B out here. You know that's what we're going to need. Velocity of A is 6 in the I direction plus 0 in the J direction, and the velocity of B is equal to 8, and it's going into a positive direction. So 8 cos 30 in the I direction plus 8 sine 30 in the J direction, which is going to be 8 root 3 over 2, so 4 root 3 in the I direction plus 8 by a half, 4 in the J direction for the velocity of B. We're asked to find the velocity of B relative to A. Velocity of B relative to A is the velocity of B minus the velocity of A. So bring it up here. So that's going to be equal to 4 root 3 minus 6. Just right like that. In the I direction, and we're going to have plus 4 minus 0 in the J direction, just plus 4 in the J direction. And just to change it into a decimal, 0.9282 to know the direction. 9282, it's positive. In the I direction, plus 4 in the J direction is the velocity of B relative to A. A reaches the intersection after intersection 5 seconds before B. So if A reaches the intersection 5 seconds before B, so if it's there 5 seconds before, in 5 seconds time, A is now here and B is at the intersection, and A is traveling at a speed of 6. 6 by 5 will make this 30. Just before I forget here, I want to get the magnitude of the velocity of B relative to A. Anytime you're asked for the velocity of B relative to A, get the magnitude and the angle. This was worth 5 marks out of 20. 0.9282 to be squared plus 4 squared equals 4.106 or 4.11 meters per second. The angle is positive, the inverse tan of 4 over 0.9282. Give me theta. Theta is equal to 76.935.94 degrees. Okay, so let's bring that information over here. We have A and B. A and B. The velocity of B relative to A, I think we got, so it's going through B and it's positive, so it's going in that direction. And this will be our hypotenuse. So our shortest distance will be X here. What do we ask for? Find the distance of each car from the intersection when they're nearest to each other. Okay, so we need to find the shortest distance. So we have B here traveling along in this direction, or the B relative to A. This is the point at which they're closest to each other. We have this angle in here, so we actually don't need X, we need Y here, and we have 30 is the distance between them. So Y is adjacent to the angle, so we have 30 as the hypotenuse. 30 cos 76.94 will be equal to Y. Y is equal to 6.7791. We'll take a few decimals here. So that's the distance. Divide by the relative speed, which is 4.11. We get the time, or the relative time. So 6.77 divided by 4.11, 1.649, 1.65 seconds. So we're asked the distance of each car from the intersection. So A is going to go another 1.65 seconds along here. 1.65 by the speed. A was traveling at 6 and B was at 8. 6, 1.65 is 9.6 and 0.3. 9.9 plus the 30. So A will be 39.9 meters from the intersection. B is here traveling in this direction So B is traveling at 8 by 1.65. Which is going to give me 13.2 meters from the intersection. So these are my two answers.